Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide. I've become aware of a company called Bookeen and their product Notea, which is a 10.3-inch e-reader or e-note-taking device, a while back ago. And since then, I've been trying to get into contact with them. After a couple of months, I managed to get some communication, but then, it was slow for whatever reason. But eventually, persistence paid off, and here it is, the review unit of the Bookeen Notea. So I'm very much excited to actually check this one out. I have a feeling that this is an underrated and understated tablet. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I'm very excited to check this one out. So let's do the unboxing and first impressions of the Bookeen Notea. And here it is, the Bookeen Notea, finally. The box is a very nice normal affair. You see the device and you see the pen. Basically, that's what you get and that's what you're interested in. On the back side, you get some of the information that you have, regarding the product, but you can already see here that it's all in French, and that's in line with their focus, obviously. So that's one of the reasons why probably not too many people have been made aware of this product. Now let's open it up and see what we get inside and check out how does it look like in reality and all that sort of stuff. So this has already been opened. We can see the seal here because this is a review unit. So yeah, not a brand new one. So let's see here. We open up a Notea. Then we have the device in here. Cool. So let's see how it is. That looks very funky and kind of an interesting blend between different designs, but more on that a little bit later. Then we get the pen. So in the package you get the stylus, and this is not an ordinary stylus. So this is an EMR Wacom stylus, which means that we should be able to use any of our favorite pens, but this one, as you can see, has multiple buttons, and more importantly, it also has a charge. So this is magnetically goes back here. The nib seems to be very nice and nicely designed. It's definitely a very nicely designed pen. It looks like it's all metal, but the weight is a little bit high, and because of that battery feels to be very high up here. So oops, yeah, as you can see, the balance is almost right, but when it tips over, it tips off really fast. So I wish that battery was more down here towards the middle. Then it would have been much more balanced, because now you can see, you can just feel it in the hand that all of the weight is down here and you don't have much in here. So that's one of the negative sides of the pen design. And the other one that might bother some people is that this is a more hefty type of a pen, so it's quite larger, and so that might not be up to people's taste, but it does have these special functions, which, as far as I understand from the user manual, is as I said, a regular EMR pen, but also has programmable multifunctional buttons that have different functions in different modes depending on where you are in the tablet. More on that will come, of course, in the in-depth review, but that's basically what it is so far. The back of the pen exposes yet another thing that I find a little bit weird, which is that the pen is using a micro USB while the device is using a USB-C. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there, but not such a big deal. All right, so that's the pen that you get. In the package you get 2 extra nibs, and they are of a regular standard and a regular nib removal tool. So this is really cool because that means that you can reuse and replace or use your own nibs should you choose to do so, which is really cool because I like having the option of changing these things. We get a USB-C cable, and you get two cables, USB micro for the pen and USB-C for the device. And in the final box, we get some documentation. You get a quick start guide in French and a quick start guide in English, which is great. It shows you the basic stuff that you need to know how to get started. And these are the contents of the box. You get the device, you get the stylus, you get two extra nibs with the nib removal tool, you get two cables, one for the pen, one for the device, and you get quick start guides. Basically everything that you might need. Alright, so here is the Notea. I don't know how it's actually supposed to be pronounced. I'm sure I will be corrected, and that's just fine. And let's get the obvious out of the way. Does it look like the Remarkable 2? Yes, it does. Of course it does. It has a very, very similar design, but that's not a bad thing because it's using all of the good things that the Remarkable 2 did. For example, the screen-colored frame of the device, but unlike Remarkable 2, it does not have a wider bottom edge. It actually has the same type of an edge no matter how you turn it around, which is really, really cool and really useful because Notea is equipped with a G sensor, so you can have auto rotation on it, which is really, really cool. On the sides, we have this black line, which offers a nice contrast to everything here. So from the front, it looks very, very elegant. If we flip it to the back, we will see that it has this kind of bucket design, but a little bit more modern and a little bit more defined. And I do like these defined edges. They are smooth enough for comfortable holding, definitely good for that, but they also look kind of funky. The build is all plastic, I believe, so everything is plastic on the back, but good type of plastic. So it's not super scratchy or anything like that. It feels like it's built very, very solidly. So there's not that much give, but it has just enough flex to make it comfortable to use and flexible if it falls. From the front, we have a completely flush screen. These two holes, I believe, are a stereo microphone. On the back, we have nothing, just a Notea logo, legal mumbo jumbo things, and we have stereo speakers at the bottom. At the top, we have the power button, nothing on either of the sides, and a USB-C on the bottom for data communication and charging. So a very standard type of a setup. The tablet, I believe, feels very, very nice in hand, but it is on the weightier side of things for some people. For me personally, no, but it is 460 grams heavy, so that makes it heavier than the Remarkable 2 and it makes it heavier than the Note Air. So that's something that you have to kind of keep in mind. Now, some people will immediately say like, yeah, oh, it's all plastic and stuff like that, but I believe that if you ask some of the owners who've been unfortunate enough of Remarkable 2 or let's say Bookeen Notea, which are both glass and aluminum combination, while that looks lovely, a single drop can ruin your day and can ruin your experience. That's especially true with Remarkable 2. If it falls in the left-hand corner, top or bottom, you can ruin your power button or you can ruin your charger port. With the Bookeen Note Air, we had also examples where people would kind of rub the surface a little bit more vigorously to clean it, and the front wood kind of aluminum would buckle. So those, while aluminum alloys look and feel great and high end and premium, yeah, they are prone to bending and deformation. That is not true with plastic, and this is why I actually prefer the design of the Supernote, for example, and in this case I do prefer the design and the decision of the Notea, because longevity wise I will feel far more comfortable with and relaxed with a plastic device that can take a bump, that's elastic, that can, you know, take a bump and then pop back in and all that kind of stuff. Something that metal cannot do. As far as glass stuff goes, I don't know. I don't know if this is a glass panel or not. This is something that I'm gonna ask them, because it just says in the specifications that it's an e-ink 10.3 inch panel, but it doesn't define if it's Carta HD or flexible. So that's something I'm gonna check out. It feels like if it's a PMMA, which means that it might be plastic. I don't know, but if it is, that's good. Reflectivity is absolutely excellent. So as you can see, I'm pointing it directly at the super bright light, and it has great diffusion. It has this layer on top of everything that is kind of, you can hear it. Yeah, slightly scratchy, so that it will give this paper-like feel for writing, but also it diffuses the reflections really, really well. So that's something that I really like. This looks like it's been designed to be used on a daily basis in a robust way, like in a very real-world way. And it seems that they've leaned on more practical side of things than the design side of things, and I believe they managed to get a good balance out of these things. So overall, I do love how it looks and I like how it feels. But as I said, one thing that you have to keep in mind, for some people the 460 grams might be on the heavier side of things. For me personally, it's not. Alright, so let's do the first power up and see just how it looks like and what are things that we can see from the first power up. Now, from what I understand, because this is a review unit, this is probably already been preloaded and pre-configured and all that kind of stuff, which is actually fine, because we'll get to see stuff more immediately. So I don't think we're gonna see a setup process. Yeah, so there we go, already started up. And as you can see, we have lots of options, and I like how it's sorted out. Now, this is an Android tablet. I believe it's Android 8.1, but maybe it has been upgraded in the meantime. But in the specifications, it says that it's an Android 8.1. So that's something I'm gonna also check with them and see if that's something that's changed or not. So we have the ability to create notes. We have the ability to create task lists as a separate thing. Then we have offline books. So you have your library. Then we have office documents. Documents, XLS, and PPTs. Oh, right out of the box. That's kind of cool. Normal access to your local storage, something that I really like. Google Play Store, already there. Then you have a browser, and you can add other applications as well. Immediately, when checking it out, I like the interface. I like how it actually looks like. And I really love the focus on the functionality. So this ties into the robust design that I talked about, the device that's meant to be used. And these things, the task lists and the office documents, they definitely indicate further along in that way. So let's see, on top we've got what we have. Global handwriting can be handwritten on Global handwriting can be handwritten on all application pages, which is mainly used to solve the problem of slow handwriting of third-party applications and handwritten editing of some pages to save pictures. Does that mean that this guy can do OneNote normally or Evernote normally, unlike any other e-ink device? That's something that I'll have to test out. I don't have anything installed or configured here, so I don't know, but that's what it sounds like. So you can actually turn that on or off. I believe this is this would be the application management. This is probably releasing, yes. And then we have settings. And in settings, we have the front light, which is dual. Yes. So you have the orange light and the blue light. And the uniformity looks very, very nice indeed. And you can have a full range, super high intensity and super low intensity. So yeah, it's a front lit device, and I love the uniformity here. This is looking really, really good. I don't know if it translates on the camera or not, but it's looking very, very good. So that's kind of funky. Cool. Then we also have, yeah, I'm just gonna check some stuff. We have Miracast, screencasting, that's really sweet. Speed up, what would that be? So just releases all the apps. We have screen refresh, we have volume, we have Bluetooth, screenshots, and more settings. There we go. Smart pen calibration, smart pen connection, smart pen buttons, and these are the extra functionalities that you have for that pen, what I read in the manual, that you can actually configure a single click function, double click function, and long press function for the power button. So that sounds and looks pretty exciting. Let's wrap up the first startup with just a basic note-taking test to see how it feels, how it sounds, and that kind of stuff. So let's create a new notebook. All right, so now in the notebook, let's just check out some of the options. We got a pen, we can have pen, pencil, or brush with varied thickness, and of course this is pressure sensitive. Then we have an eraser that can act as probably stroke, as a track, and range, which would be selection, and all, which would be the whole page. Undo, redo, insert a text box, insert a photo, choose from templates, and of course you have local templates, so you can just, no need for hacks, no need for anything, you just place your template into SD card, note template, and you can use your own templates easily and conveniently. Plus you have, let's see, 9 times 3, 20, no, actually 19 different pre-built in templates. All right, so let's choose one of them. Well, that's too huge. I don't like that at all. Let's find something smaller. Horizontal line here. Okay, so it's not pixel perfect, so you get these kinds of things. So that's something that they should definitely improve in their built-in templates. We have also refresh option, we can share, and we have more rotation. Oh, cool, I'll check that. Export and page delete. All right, so now let's write something with a regular pen, thickness 1, and see what we get. Well, I gotta say that this feels fast and precise. So my handwriting is exactly what I expect it to be. Which is not always the case, as we've seen in different devices. So the precision of the pen is definitely there. It really feels good that you can actually have good, precise control, but I really don't like the top heaviness here. I mean, you definitely, especially for my writing style, you feel it quite a lot, because as you've seen, I hold my pen like this. So then all of the weight is kind of wobbling here, and then I have to kind of fight it, which isn't nice. If you are writing more like this, then I think that you're going to have less of an issue with that kind of thing. That being said, this is an EMR pen. So that means that if I use the, let's say, MobiScribe pen, MobiScribe pen works. Great. Does the eraser work? No, it does not. And now Stedler pen works too. So yes, you can definitely use a pen of your choice, but it looks like that the eraser functionality out of the box at least, isn't there for the back eraser, for the pens with the back eraser, and I assume with the button as well, because I guess they've reprogrammed it all in a way so that it works with this pen. The writing feel is really, really good. I actually love how this feels, because it's not super rough, but it's definitely not glassy, not even close to glassy. So this is something that basically is the feel that I was going for when I was customizing, finding the right screen protector and the right nib and everything on my Note Air. This is the feel that I managed to get there with my combination, and this is the feel that you get out of the box on the Notea, which is really great to see. Furthermore, if you use, when I was trying out the MobiScribe pen, then it feels and sounds more paper-like, and that's, I guess, all due to this really, really good surface or screen protector or whatever it is that you may have on the top, which, yeah, diffuses reflections but also gives great results. And here we have auto rotation turned on, and it works like that. Landscape, no, but that's something I wanted to check before I wrap this up, because right now, so current handwriting is portrait. If this significant handwriting forced to switch landscape, can. In the settings, you can turn on the screen rotation switch. Landscape and portrait only supports 2 rotation directions. I don't understand this. Whoa, okay. So it does try to switch to the landscape with the current content, but it's stretching the content, which wouldn't be my first choice. But the important part is that the template flips around and it works. So that's a good thing. You can definitely use landscape or portrait notes, but should you kind of flip between the two on the same notebook? I don't think so. I think you should just make up your mind and use it as a landscape or a portrait, but the option is there, which is pretty freaking cool. So let's just return it back to normal, I believe. Yes, and it returns back to normal. But there's some scaling issues with the vectors, as you can see, some kind of funkiness. But now I'm going into the review, so I'm just gonna go out of this and yeah, kind of wrap it up and give you my thoughts. Alright, so this little dude already now has got me quite interested, I have to say. The design is great, as I said. I love how it looks, and then you power it up and then you get a lot of functionality. Now, one of the things that I mentioned was the weight of 460 grams, but when I checked out the specification sheets a little bit deeper, there's one very good explanation for it. It packs a 4,000 milliamp battery. Other specifications I don't know as of yet, because the current specifications that I see on their website, they don't list the CPU or the RAM. I do know that it has 32 gigabytes of internal storage. I believe around 26 of that is available for the user, and standard Android stuff. So it has speakers, it has microphone, it has Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff. So for the in-depth review, I'm gonna check if it has OTG and all that kind of stuff. It is priced at 399 euros. I don't know what that translates into dollars, since it's a French company and it's primarily, I guess, geared towards French market. So it would be interesting to see, you know, an English version of the site, and maybe they plan to branch out. I don't know, but so far it's just in euros that I can see. But yeah, as first impressions go, I'm very impressed and very interested into digging deeper into the Bookeen Notea. So far, I like what I see quite a bit. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think about the Bookeen Notea. Does that sound interesting to you? And what are the things that you might be interested in me testing out on the Bookeen Notea for the upcoming in-depth review guide? Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!